Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Magic Pengel. We have put into the home our original two drawings, and today we have someone flash and run quickly onto the scene thanks to the suggestion by... where is it? Eclectic Taste, yet again. We have ourselves coming in, blazing fast, much like he does. Oh, that would explain why his legs kind of messed up. I didn't know I attached it to his face. Here we have Sonic the Hedgehog. This was actually a rather risky one to do at this point in time, considering the story event that happened last time with Mono. But I was able to try to make sure that we were okay on it. Because it'll be coming up shortly that for the medicine needed for Mono, we need to have 3,000 blue color gems. Now, obviously, if you kept a very close track, we were okay on it. But before basically getting a whole bunch of color gems, we were nowhere safe on it. This is one of the few points where grinding may be necessary, depending on whether or not you've just been taking your doodles into the main things and doing that repeatedly to do story progress. But with our drawing of Sonic here, going by a bit quick, but the actual time frame on drawing Sonic was about 12 minutes, just to position everything properly. And you don't see it, well, speed past it, but that's the design right there. You see it in action there. It's how you get an outline of something instead of a actual filled in part. And designs follow the same rules as everything else, except you can have, if I remember right, more designs over your natural parts. So it should be, you have a limit of 64 parts on your doodle. So, you know, that's a fairly large amount considering how many of the doodles will end up coming out to be. But for other parts, it's the design essentially allows you to have another set of parts on top of everything for the more details. So writing, the pupil type stuff and everything. But if you end up wanting to draw out a letter and you basically let go and stop drawing, you're going to want to go and just redo the entire thing instead of drawing a new part. And here, going into town, because we have to go up to the shop that we originally saw a gold color gem at, with Zoe handing over color gems for it, because that's great.
Hey! Hey!
The original pre-test of drawing Sonic, we were in total about 20
We better hurry.
blue color gems short
Come on, Taro.
of what was necessary. But they don't take you back here automatically, you do have to walk back here.
Thank you
Now it's time for
helping me.
one of the longer cutscenes of the game.
Why? Why did you sneak into the castle?
I am a doodle created by Galileo. The very first sight I laid eyes on was a marketplace surrounded by green grass and a beautiful blue ocean. I'd known of this place before ever setting foot here. It's the same place from my memory.
And Galileo does live up to his name, considering the fact that he was considered, was the best doodler in the kingdom.
It was calling me.
If he actually, made Mono out of a doodle,
From the castle.
considering how our
This
doodles
place
look,
matches it perfectly.
he's got some pretty good skills on him.
I was created in that castle. But what I remember most clearly are the woods to the east. It was there that I was raised by Galileo. I learned how to speak and how to draw doodles. Who drew this bird? Why is it here? How did it become undone? I asked Galileo these questions. He sighed and shook his head. Mono, I wish you could understand, he answered.
But Mono couldn't,
Time passed,
because he's a doodle, and anytime
and
he
Galileo
got
grew
entirely dead, you just had to refill his ink
Mono,
by putting it inside your doodle book.
you'll have to decide where you want to go. It's a
And now we
decision
see
that you
Galileo's
alone
death.
must make. Because I have to leave you soon. No. No. Galileo, please don't leave me. Mono, my dear boy. Those tears are your heart speaking. Mono, you finally found your heart. That's wonderful. Always trust in your heart. Galileo often spoke of a beautiful place. I listened to him and learned more about the place he called home. I learned about you and Taro from the many letters he kept and treasured. My heart spoke, and I followed it here.
The real question is, where is his boat? We haven't seen a boat. But after this news that Galileo is actually dead, Zoe's taking it kind of hard. Taros! Decent. Mama's being weird. We have an opponent to face. The 7th battle of the Kingdoms Tournament. With our opponent, Iggy. He's a bit of a tough one. Not gonna lie, he's difficult.
Do you want to enter?
As you can see, he has a full set of magic users. And even though I've been grinding and a lot of our doodles have a lot of experience and the most amount of ink being able to put into them, this still is a very, very tough fight with the magics that are available to Iggy's doodles and the attacks they would use.
Move it!
With Leafy here, setting up with, right, because we actually drew something quote-unquote horn-like.
Don't forget that little talk we had last night, Doodle.
On Sonic, we get the move, the horn thrust. And here, Leafy's fortunately enough, if you want to look at it that way, not going too aggressive on the magic, but also it's unfortunate because that's what we kind of want him to do. That would allow us to actually get a chain down of what he's doing in what order. Instead, he's constantly hitting us with Shooting Star, which one of his weaker attacks. Between Stomp, Shooting Star, Light Beam, and Rock Throw, Shooting Star is the second weakest. And we got real lucky on the fact that we charged. Unfortunately, we have 9
Get back
HP.
here!
And he still has 2 more doodles, so we will not be able to sweep cleanly with Sonic.
Now don't forget that little talk we had last
Especially not when I should have charged, but instead tried to get an advantage. Oma here for Iggy has his magics that are fairly decent. Status effects they can cause are very high on the annoyance scale and difficult to recover from. But his attacks, running Kick, Tail Swipe, Power Tackle, Punch, and Quake. And Quake is the best one that he could use
Now don't
in
forget
terms
that
of,
little talk we
for
had
him.
last night, Doodle.
For us, it's the worst, because that's kind of a high amount of damage, even from a magic focus
Ladies
duel.
and gentlemen, it's showtime! Well, sometimes things like that happen. Now, don't forget that little talk we had last night, Doodle.
Thankfully, with blocking, with negating entirely any magic that gets affected at you with a block,
This is not happening.
we are
I
able
don't know how to handle losing.
take care of a lot of the more annoying factors, but it doesn't stop them all, because that's not good for us.
Now, don't forget that little talk we had last night, Doodle.
You might be noticing one of the more annoying factors of
How could I have lost to a kid like you?
the fights.
I'm so sad.
When your opponent is overly vocal and only has about 2 lines when things aren't going their way, and they prefer one of them, that's not that great. With that palette part gained there, we're actually gonna, well, I'm gonna show it off a little bit. You kind of already saw it with the thing floating above Oma's head. That was something that used the rotate tool. It's difficult to work with it, mainly because,
With his power, we can buy back the land.
however, the thing will rotate will be counterclockwise around the center of the part you drew. So
Taro told me about what the kingdom did. I can use my power to help save
more or less,
home.
you could, if you wanted, make a solar system.
What happened?
I
It
have
would
the
just
power to create color gems.
be very
I
difficult to
absorb
do
colors
so.
around me to create them.
Don't worry about our home. Listen, Mono. Never, ever use your power again.
The more
I won't
rotating parts you have connected to each other, the faster they'll end up spinning. So we're able to have a pretty good setup now
Hey!
with all of the doodles we have and everything. We're pretty much set up, but we're still going to be adding more to our library of doodles, because that's the whole point. So next time we add a mighty beast to our ranks.